Well, speaking of the Triple Crown, his win at Le Mans is big news now, of course, in IndyCar. Because what else could he do now?
I mean, we were talking about this even before he won Le Mans, saying, you know, things are going so badly at McLaren still, Formula One. This was supposed to be the year that the Honda anchor that was out the back of the car was removed and we'd suddenly see how good the chassis was. I think we found out how good that chassis is, and it's not great at the moment. I can't imagine it's going to take a big upturn in form for 2019. So even before he won Le Mans, but especially now he has won Le Mans, I think we're all sitting here going, go and do IndyCar, please.
But if you're Fernando Alonso, you'll say yes. Won't you love those challenges?
His new line at the moment, I think he said it this weekend as well, is in Formula One, where you were racing in the pack is completely dictated by the team you're at. So he said if you're in the best car, you're first or second. If you're in the third best car, you're fifth or sixth. There's a bit of that in F1. And he keeps saying in these other series, and he's very subtly referencing IndyCar, you can make a bit more of a difference. Work with your engineers because the packages are a lot more similar. And just the way he's been talking of late, I kind of get the impression that even he's starting to think, you know what, I quite fancy a full season Nigel Mansell style crack at this now. And who knows, Nigel did a few races, obviously came back in '94, did a bit of both. Maybe Fernando could combine F1 with a full IndyCar attack. I would love to see that.
Graham Hill was the only driver ever to have done the Triple Crown. How big would it be in this era for Fernando to pull that off?
I mean, speaking from my perspective, in my lifetime, that would be the first time I've ever seen a driver have that tenacity to go off and to compete in so many different series. And as he said himself, going and beating the specialist at something validates you a bit more. And I think that would actually reassess. We know he's a brilliant Formula One driver, but just how legendary he is if he goes off and beats endurance drivers, oval specialists. I think you'd have to reevaluate a lot there.
We thought this era was gone, didn't we, of the multi-discipline specialists, the guys who would turn their hand to anything and be racing every weekend of the year. That felt like it was a bygone era. And Fernando's brought it back, really. I think the Triple Crown was at the forefront of too many people's minds until he decided to do Indy. And the fact that he's now ticked two of them, we obviously had Juan Pablo Montoya was at the race as well. He's got two of the three, but it doesn't quite look like he's going to be winning Le Mans anytime soon. But Fernando's made it a thing again, and I kind of hope that more drivers perhaps take his lead in the future as well.